It was a damp, chilly morning in the small Ghanaian village of Adidome, where the air carried the scent of wet earth after a night of rain. Kwame, a young man in his early 20s, trudged along the muddy path, clutching a worn cloth bag with his lunch, a single yam and a small bottle of water. His faded cleaner's uniform hung loosely on his lean frame, his shoes patched but sturdy. He was headed to the Golden Palm Lodge, where he worked as a cleaner, determined not to be late despite the slippery roads. Welcome to Ola's African Folktales, where every story carries the spirit of Africa. Join us as we journey through timeless tales filled with wisdom, wonder, and unforgettable lessons. Gather around, your story begins now. As he neared the village's main road, a sleek black SUV roared past, its tire slicing through a puddle. In an instant, a wave of muddy water drenched Kwame, soaking his clothes, face, and back. The vehicle slowed, and a tinted window rolled down. A sharply dressed man, Kwesi Mensah, smirked from the driver's seat, his gold watch glinting. "Walk faster next time, boy," he scoffed before speeding off, his laughter echoing. Kwame stood frozen, mud dripping from his chin. His chest tightened, but he swallowed his anger, picked up his soggy bag, and kept walking. Unbeknownst to him, a woman watched from a nearby market stall. Adua, a quiet but influential businesswoman who owned several lodges across Ghana, had seen everything. Her eyes narrowed as she recognized Kwesi, a wealthy entrepreneur known for his arrogance. She pulled out her phone and made a call. "Find out who that boy is," she said softly. "I want to know everything." Kwame arrived at the Golden Palm Lodge looking like he'd been caught in a storm. His supervisor, Mr. Teta, scowled. "Kwame, you're late, and you're filthy. What is this?" Kwame explained the splash, but Mr. Teta waved him off. "No excuses. Clean yourself up and get to work." Humiliated but resolute, Kwame changed into a spare uniform from the supply closet, ignoring the pitying glances from his coworkers. He thought of his younger brother, Kofi, waiting at home in their small rented room, and pushed through the pain. Across town, Adua sat in her office, a modest yet elegant space overlooking Adidome's bustling market. She wasn't just any businesswoman, she was a self-made millionaire who valued hard work and despised cruelty. Her assistant handed her a file. "His name is Kwame Asore, 22, cleaner at Golden Palm Lodge. Supports his brother, Kofi. Parents passed 3 years ago." Adua studied Kwame's photo, the shy smile beside his brother. "He didn't deserve that," she murmured. "Let's see what we can do." Meanwhile, Kwesi Mensah lounged in his lavish Accra penthouse, scrolling through his phone, unbothered by the morning's incident. "That boy was in the way," he told his assistant, laughing. "He's lucky I didn't run him over." His assistant nodded nervously, used to Kwesi's carelessness. The next day, Kwame found a small package in his locker at the lodge, new cleaning gloves, a warm meat pie, and a note. "For the boy who works with dignity, even when the world is unkind." Kwame stared, confused but touched. He ate the pie slowly, savoring its warmth, the first hot meal he'd had in days. He didn't know who left it, but it sparked a flicker of hope. Adua, watching the lodge's security feed through a partnership, saw Kwame's small smile and nodded. "Small steps," she whispered. Meanwhile, Kwesi was on a radio show, boasting about his latest real estate deal. When his coffee arrived lukewarm, he snapped at his assistant, "Fire whoever made this." His word was one of power and control, but cracks were forming. That evening, Adua called the lodge's manager. Promote Kwame to the executive suites team. Better pay, less grunt work. Make it quiet. The manager hesitated. He's just a cleaner. Adua's tone sharpened. He's more than that. Do it. Are you enjoying the story so far? If you are, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to Ola's African Folktales so you never miss a tale like this one. Kwame was sweeping the lodge's main hall when Mr. Tete called him over. You're moving to the executive suites, starting tomorrow. Don't ask why, it's approved. Kwame blinked, stunned. The pay bump would mean more for Kofi's school fees. Whispers spread among the staff. Him. Executive suites. Who's he connected to? Kwame ignored the gossip, but the stare stung. That same evening, Kwesi received an envelope at his office. Inside was a grainy photo of his SUV splashing Kwame, with a note, "Not everyone forgets." He scoffed, tossing it aside. Some prank, he muttered, but a shadow of unease crossed his face. At the lodge, Kwame found another note in his locker, "Keep shining. The world sees you." He clutched it, puzzled but warmed. On the executive suite's floor, he worked meticulously, making every surface gleam. Adua, disguised in a scarf and sunglasses, watched from a guest lounge. She saw his care, his quiet pride, and felt a connection. She'd once been a cleaner, too, overlooked but resilient. One morning, a coworker, Ibo, jealous of Kwame's promotion, swapped his cleaning solution with a slippery mix. When a guest nearly fell in the hall, the manager roared, "Who cleaned here?" Kwame was blamed and summoned to the office. "I didn't do anything wrong," he pleaded, voice steady but eyes anxious. No one listened except Adua. She requested the CCTV footage, which revealed Ibo's sabotage. The manager apologized, and Ibo was reprimanded. Kwesi, meanwhile, faced his own storm. A blurry photo of his SUV appeared online with the caption, "Wealth doesn't excuse rudeness." Comments piled up, and though his face wasn't clear, whispers linked it to him. "Who's behind this?" he demanded. His assistant suggested an apology, but Kwesi laughed. Apologize to a cleaner? Never. Adua finally approached Kwame in the lodge's garden, posing as a guest. "Where's the dining hall?" she asked. Kwame smiled, guiding her. As they walked, she asked, "Do you like this job?" He paused. "It's not my dream, but it keeps me and my brother going. I'd love to study hotel management, but money's tight." Adua nodded, storing his words. Later, she invited him to the lodge's cafe during his break. "This is for you," she said, sliding a folder across the table. Inside was a scholarship for a hospitality management course, fully funded. "You can work part-time here," she added. Kwame's hands shook. "Why me?" Adua smiled. "Because you don't ask for anything, but you deserve everything." Kwame's scholarship was announced at the lodge's staff meeting, earning applause and a few jealous glares. He started classes, excelling quickly. Adua visited often, mentoring him subtly. Their bond grew, rooted in mutual respect. Kwesi's world unraveled. The online backlash grew, and his father, a prominent businessman, confronted him. "You humiliated us," he said, cutting Kwesi's access to family funds. "Learn humility, then we'll talk." Kwesi, stripped of his safety net, felt the weight of his actions for the first time. A year later, the Golden Palm Lodge hosted its anniversary gala. Kwame, now a hospitality student and part-time supervisor, entered in a simple but sharp suit. Guests whispered in admiration. Adwoa, no longer in disguise, stood beside him, proud. On stage, Kwame received an award for dedication. "A year ago, I was invisible," he said. "One cruel act and one kind one changed everything. I'm here because I kept going, and because someone saw me." His eyes met Adwoa's. After the gala, they walked to the spot where Kwesi's SUV had splashed him. The road was now paved, clean. Kwame paused. "This is where it started," he said. Adwoa nodded. "And look where you are now." They stood in silence, not as mentor and student, but as equals, bound by a moment of mud that bloomed into something extraordinary. Thank you for joining me on this journey. If you enjoyed this tale, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Ola's African Folktales for more timeless African stories filled with wisdom and wonder. Turn on the bell so you never miss a new tale.